I fidgeted with the hem of my dress, my heart racing as I approached the nondescript house. This was it, my first special party. Months of fantasizing about group fun had led to this moment. I took a deep breath, smoothed my hair, and rang the doorbell. The host greeted me with a warm smile and ushered me inside. "Welcome. The changing room is just down the hall. Feel free to get comfortable and join us when you're ready." I nodded, suddenly feeling tongue-tied. In the changing room, I stripped down to the lacy black bra and panties I'd carefully chosen for tonight. Catching my reflection in the mirror, I tried to channel confident, sexy Donna. But my hands trembled slightly as I touched up my lipstick. "You've got this," I whispered to myself. "Time to embrace your inner unicorn." Stepping out into the main room, I was hit by a wave of sensory overload. Pulsing music, the murmur of conversation, flashes of bare skin everywhere I looked. My eyes darted around, searching for a familiar face, the woman who'd invited me. But she was nowhere to be seen. Panic started to creep in. I didn't know anyone here. What was I thinking, coming to a party like this alone? I made my way to the bar, desperately needing a drink to calm my nerves. "Vodka tonic, please," I managed to squeak out to the bartender. Perched on a bar stool, I sipped my drink and tried to look casual. But inside, I was a mess of anxiety. Everyone else seemed to know each other, laughing and flirting with ease. Meanwhile, I felt like an awkward outsider. A couple nearby caught my eye, a tall, muscular man with his hand on the lower back of a petite redhead. They were exactly the type I'd fantasized about connecting with tonight, but as they glanced my way, I quickly averted my gaze, face flushing. God, what was wrong with me? I'd come here to be bold and adventurous. Instead, I was hiding at the bar like a wallflower at a high school dance. I was about ready to give up and call it a night when a gentle hand touched my shoulder. I turned to see a woman with stylishly cut silver hair and kind green eyes. First time, she asked with a knowing smile. I nodded, feeling a mix of relief and embarrassment. "I'm Bernadette," she said. "Mind if I join you?" "Please," I replied, gesturing to the empty stool beside me. "I'm Donna." Bernadette ordered a glass of wine and settled in next to me. There was something soothing about her presence, maternal almost, but with an undercurrent of sensuality. "So Donna, what brings you here tonight?" she asked. I took a deep breath. Honestly, I've always been fascinated by the idea of swinging, exploring, trying new things. But now that I'm here, I feel completely out of my element. Bernadette nodded sympathetically. "It can be overwhelming at first, especially if you don't know anyone. Where's your friend who invited you?" I shrugged helplessly. "I have no idea. I can't find her anywhere." "Oh, sweetie," Bernadette said, touching my arm. "No wonder you're feeling anxious. Listen, there's no shame in calling it a night and trying again another time. These parties happen regularly. Why don't we exchange numbers? I'd be happy to introduce you to some people next time, help you ease in." I felt a rush of gratitude towards this kind stranger. "That would be amazing. Thank you so much, Bernadette." We chatted for a bit longer as I finished my drink. Bernadette's warm presence and easy conversation helped calm my frazzled nerves. As I got ready to leave, she gave me a hug. "Don't give up on exploring, Donna," she said. "Just take it at your own pace. I'll check in on you tomorrow, okay?" I nodded, feeling a spark of hope replace my earlier disappointment. Maybe my big night hadn't gone as planned, but I'd made a new friend, and there would be other opportunities to embrace my inner unicorn. As I headed home, I couldn't help but smile. My adventure in swinging was just beginning. Weeks rolled by, and Bernadette stayed on my mind. Her texts always brought a smile to my face, her words laced with a mix of warmth and wit. Each message was like a breadcrumb, guiding me closer to something I couldn't quite name, but desperately wanted to explore. One text stood out: "Jay's out of town tomorrow. Want to grab a drink?" I hesitated for a split second, heart thudding. She had this way of creating an inviting atmosphere even through text. With a few taps, I agreed. The bar we met in was a cozy, dim-lit place, all exposed brick and mismatched furniture. Bernadette waved me over from a corner booth, her smile as welcoming as ever. "Hey Donna, glad you could make it." She looked stunning in a casual yet stylish dress that hinted at her curves. I sank into the booth opposite her, the nervous energy from our first meeting replaced with a thrilling sense of anticipation. "Couldn't pass up the chance to see you again," I admitted, trying to sound more confident than I felt. We chatted over drinks, the conversation flowing effortlessly from one topic to another. It was incredible how easily Bernadette made me forget my usual shyness. She leaned in close, her green eyes glinting with that familiar warmth and something deeper, something promising. "You know," she began, her voice lowering, "I've been thinking about you a lot lately." My pulse quickened. "Me too. About you, I mean. I'd like to show you something, if you're interested. No pressure." I didn't need to think it over. I'd like that. We left the bar, our footsteps sinking as we walked to her place. Her home was as elegant and welcoming as she was. Art pieces lined the walls, and I could immediately see her touch in the choice of decor. She didn't waste any time. Once inside, Bernadette led me gently but firmly to her bedroom. When she moved down, I nearly forgot to breathe. I couldn't hold back and didn't want to. Later, in the afterglow, Bernadette hinted at another layer to this connection. "Would you like to meet Jay next time? I think you'd enjoy his company." The idea intrigued me more than I expected. "I'd love to," I replied softly, already imagining the possibilities. And that's how I found myself, a few nights later, in a new scenario. Jay was just as Bernadette had described, confident, charming, and very respectful of boundaries. The evening was filled with laughter, flirtation, and an undeniable chemistry. When things moved to the bedroom, the mixture of Bernadette's delicate touch and Jay's firm control left me breathless. The fun that followed was a whirlwind of sensation and connection. I had never felt so desired, so completely seen and understood. Every moment was a revelation, and it left me longing for more. But that, of course, would have to wait. For now, I lay between two incredible people, a satisfied smile playing on my lips, and thoughts racing with the promise of future adventures. Arriving at Bernadette's place on Saturday morning, my pulse raced with a mix of excitement and pent-up anticipation. The early sunshine cast warm, golden hues on the driveway, and I took a deep breath before walking up to the door. As soon as Bernadette greeted me with her usual warm smile, I felt the tension ease. She led me inside where the cool air and the smell of fresh coffee enveloped me like a hug. "Donna, I want you to meet Alicia," Bernadette said, motioning to the tall, striking blonde lounging on a chaise by the pool. Alicia turned her head, her blue eyes sparkling as they met mine. "Hey, Donna," her voice carried that infectious energy, and she waved me over. "Bernadette's told me a lot about you." I laughed, feeling a bit shy but instantly warmed by her openness. I could tell just by looking at her that Alicia knew her way around this world. Confidence radiated from her like a beacon. We spent the next few hours lounging in the sun, Alicia recounting some hilarious tales from her swinging adventures. It was easy to get lost in her stories, my previous nerves slowly melting away. We sipped fresh juice, stretched out in our bikinis, soaking up the warmth. "You're gonna love today," Alicia assured me, sliding her sunglasses down her nose to look at me. "It's all about just being yourself and having fun." A few moments of silence followed, accompanied by nothing but the gentle splashing from the pool and the chirping of birds. Suddenly, without any prelude, Alicia peeled off her bikini top and tossed it aside. That easy confidence, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. I gulped. But then, feeling a surge of boldness perhaps fueled by her carefree demeanor, I followed suit, unclasping my top and letting it fall. The sense of liberation was exhilarating, like shedding more than just fabric. More guests began to trickle in, filling the yard with laughter and friendly chatter. It didn't take long for the atmosphere to heat up more than the sun. I watched, fascinated, as people greeted each other with kisses and lingering touches, their connection palpable. Alicia's voice broke my reverie. "Donna, come meet Mikey," she gestured to a man who had just joined the crowd. His confidence was striking, evident in the way he stood completely naked, his erection unapologetically on display. "Hey there," Mikey greeted us with a casual nod. No shame, no hesitation. It was both shocking and oddly liberating. A quick, playful smirk from Alicia, and she knelt before Mikey. A small crowd gathered, humming with curiosity and excitement, creating an audience for the impromptu show. Alicia's eyes locked onto mine, an invitation as clear as day. "Come here, Donna. Try it." I hesitated for just a heartbeat, the weight of dozens of eyes on me nearly overwhelming. But then, driven by a heady mix of fun and the need to break free from my own inhibitions, I joined her. My earlier nerves evaporated, replaced by a powerful sense of control and validation. Alicia's voice whispered encouragements and praise, just loud enough for me to hear over the hushed tones of the onlookers. The day had taken a turn I had not expected. Alicia caught ending, turning to me with a look of fiery determination. Remaining without clothes for the rest of the day felt almost second nature after that. Terry and Phil found me next. The ground anchored me, though my mind soared, lost in the rhythm of their attentions. Every touch, every sound painted my senses with a kaleidoscope of fun. But it was the garden that truly sealed the experience. Jay took lead, followed by his friend Andy, and we found ourselves surrounded by a crowd eager to watch. The thrill of being shared under their gaze, connecting on such a primal level with those around me, was almost overwhelming. Bernadette's touch grounded me. In between these electrifying encounters, I found moments to engage in conversations, to share and absorb the energy of this uninhibited gathering. Occasionally, a guest would pull me into their orbit. The day felt like a fever dream, each scene more intoxicating than the last. As the sun began its descent, exhaustion finally claimed me. Every inch of my body hummed with residual energy, my mind buzzing with the memories of the day. I went to bed early, collapsing into soft sheets, the echoes of the day's pleasure replaying in my mind. The following morning, I felt a sense of euphoria, a lingering glow as I woke. After a slow, languid stretch, I gathered my things, thoughts already drifting to the events of last night. Driving back to the city with Alicia was filled with comfortable silence and occasional bursts of laughter. Alicia and I agreed to meet for drinks later in the week, both eager to relive and process the incredible experiences we'd shared. The intensity and liberation of finally embracing my desires left me in a daze, the memories vivid and undeniable. As I write this down now, I hope to capture even a fraction of that intensity and liberation, a reminder of the freedom I found in giving in to my deepest, most primal urges.